your first time in a silent recording booth, like, were you nervous? Were you scared? I've been in one so many times that it was actually pretty fun for me. So, nervous, scared, what?
Are you listening, Aaron?
No, this is video.
Yes, I'll answer because I was paying attention to you.
I was too.
Thank you!
Do you have fangs?
Yes, I am!
Yeah, those are great. Yeah, I was nervous. Actually, because I mean, you know, it was at Funimation, and that was a really, like, hallowed place for me, just because I watched shows before I ever did anything, so I didn't want to screw up, and I was really nervous. I'd never done it before. I didn't really know how to, you know, time the beeps or the flaps, and of course, you never get it your first time, and you're like, oh, God, I suck. And yeah, you just felt like there was a lot of pressure on it. It took me a while to, like, calm down and just, you know, kind of figure it out. As with anything for the first time, I was very nervous, but you get used to it.
First time in the booth ever, like period? Yeah, my first time ever in a booth was with Matt Greenfield at ADV Films, and the first thing he ever made me do was he said, "Can you do accents?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Okay, I'm just gonna start the Pro Tools rig rolling, and you're going to improvise in a British accent for 2 minutes. Go." But I did it, but yeah, I was scared to death. I was like, holy.
Do it again!
Ad-lib for 2 minutes in a British accent?
But last time he did it, he got paid. Is anybody gonna pay him?
I'll tell you what, he'll ad-lib in a British accent for 2 minutes, and you can do a handstand for 2 minutes.
Anybody gonna do a jig?
No takers?
I'm just asking. Go ahead, Monica.
What about you? Were you nervous the first time that you got in the booth?
You know, I was with a guy that I knew very well, Justin Cook. Yeah, he was with me, and so I don't remember it that well, but I think I was pretty okay. And also, I didn't realize the implications of what I was doing or anything, so he made it very easy for me. So
We gotta let the little boy in the red shirt ask a question, because he's super cute.
What's your most favorite episode?
Theory of avarice.
My favorite episode was either 13 or 25, one or the other.
You know, funny thing, I think my favorite was 13. That's the one where I'm like barely in it,
Don't
right?
spoil it!
Yeah, that was my
Don't
favorite.
spoil it. You haven't
It
seen
was
it by
funny.
now.
I'd say mine was probably... I liked episode 26, I think. Because it was, my little brother was in it. He played the boy with the broken train. Older than you.
It was a dead cat.
Yeah, that was fun.
Travis, please, can you do the mini skirts line for us?
The what?
The mini skirts line. All of it.
That day, all female officers will be required to wear tiny miniskirts! Yay.
This is a question for all of you guys. Whether it be like while recording or doing pretty much anything else, do you ever get to a moment where you're doing something that you think your character would do and just kind of back up and feel really weird?
Real life?
Yes. This one time, okay, I'm waiting. No, not at that camp. This one time after a PSAT tutoring thing this summer break, I'm waiting for my mom to pick me up, and I'm just like sitting outside of my school, and this old lady in a wheelchair is like going across the sidewalk, and she gets stuck at this place where the sidewalk like has a 2-inch change in it, right? And so like she's like trying to get over, but she can't get over. She just can't do it. So because her wheelchair, it's like really heavy. It's one of the automated ones, you know. So I look around and I find this like piece of metal that was like really wide and big, and so I drag it, and it takes me like 15 minutes to drag it over, and I make her a ramp so that she can get her wheelchair over the 2 inches of the sidewalk. I was like, wow, that's an outfit.
When you first got there, did you go?
I do have a tendency to throw babies in the air every once in a while. Yeah. Thinking maybe the gate will open, who knows? Possibly.
I work for callers all the time.
I like girls.
You wear mini skirts! Yeah!
Okay, Travis, do you like dogs? I'm invisible.
Do I like dogs?
Do you like dogs?
I love dogs! Yeah, I like that. Oh.
Hi. I was actually wondering, when you're in the recording studio recording like Fullmetal Alchemist, do you ever record at the same time with the other actors, or is it pretty much you just going by yourself? And if you're just going in individually, do you get together outside the studio with the other actors?
I've worked on one show in my entire career where we had more than one person in the booth at a time. It was called Go Danner, and it was like an experiment they were trying. Apart from that, we never are in the booth with anyone but ourselves.
Except for commentaries.
Except for commentaries, which is a giant cluster effort. And yeah, that's. I mean, have you ever been in a show where you were with?
No, actually, the only thing I've ever done with more than one person was like a video game. I'm always by yourself. Although if you're scheduled like back to back in some types of Funimation where there are multiple studios, if you have the right actors there during the day in between sessions, it's always quite raucous outside.
Yeah, things happen, like Aaron calls up his skateboards. Pretty rad.
And then have races and
Oh
pull
yeah,
out the
chair
slip and
races.
slide.
Do chair races. We get the office chair.
Life is a constant party. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my theme.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, this is for